Imagine a young boy, stripped of his privilege, forced to live in a cave, performing grueling manual labor. His family shattered, his future uncertain. Now, imagine that same boy, decades later, standing at the helm of one of the world's most powerful nations, wielding unprecedented authority. This isn't fiction, it's the astonishing and often chilling true story of Xi Jinping. How did a victim of political turmoil become its ultimate master, and what secrets lie behind his silent, relentless ascent to absolute power? Today, we delve into the enigmatic rise of Xi Jinping, a journey marked by personal hardship, calculated patience, and a ruthless consolidation of power that has reshaped China and the global order. From the desolate caves of Liangjiahe to the gilded halls of Zongnanhai, we will uncover the pivotal moments, the strategic maneuvers, and the profound experiences that forged the man who now leads nearly a fifth of humanity. Prepare to discover how a seemingly unassuming figure outmaneuvered rivals, silenced dissent, and cemented his place as China's most powerful leader in generations. His story is a masterclass in political survival, but at what cost? Xi Jinping was born into the Communist Party elite, the son of a revolutionary hero. His early life was one of privilege, a stark contrast to the millions of ordinary Chinese citizens. But in 1962, when Xi was just 9 years old, his world was violently upended. His father, Xi Jinping, was purged and imprisoned during Mao's escalating political campaigns. The family was disgraced. Then came the Cultural Revolution. At the tender age of 13, Xi himself was branded a counter-revolutionary. His home was ransacked. His half-sister tragically committed suicide under the immense pressure of persecution. In 1969, he was exiled to the remote village of Liangjiahe, where he spent 7 years living in a rudimentary cave dwelling, enduring famine and backbreaking labor. He applied to join the Communist Party 10 times before finally being accepted. This period, a crucible of suffering and resilience, profoundly shaped his worldview. But what hidden lessons did he learn in those desolate caves that would later propel him to the pinnacle of power? For decades, Xi Jinping was an enigma. As he steadily climbed the party ranks through various provincial roles in Hebei, Fujian, Zhejiang, and Shanghai, he cultivated an image of a cautious, unassuming administrator. He was known for his low-key demeanor, his avoidance of controversy, and his apparent lack of personal ambition, a stark contrast to the flamboyant political figures of the era. Many observers, both inside and outside China, underestimated him, viewing him as a compromise candidate, a safe pair of hands who wouldn't challenge the established order. This perception allowed him to navigate the treacherous waters of Chinese politics, quietly building alliances and gaining experience without drawing undue attention. Then, in 2007, he was elevated to the Politburo Standing Committee, signaling his position as the heir apparent. But why did so many fail to see the true ambition simmering beneath the surface, and what pivotal event would finally clear his path to ultimate authority? The year 2012 marked a dramatic turning point. Just before she was set to assume the party's top leadership, a scandal erupted that would send shockwaves through the political establishment: the downfall of Bo Xilai, a charismatic and powerful rival. Bo's wife was implicated in the murder of a British businessman, leading to a swift and decisive purge of Bo and his allies. This event, whether orchestrated or merely capitalized upon, effectively removed Xi's most formidable competitor. Upon taking power, Xi Jinping immediately launched an unprecedented anti-corruption campaign, famously vowing to take down both tigers and flies, high-ranking officials and low-level bureaucrats alike. While ostensibly aimed at cleaning up the party, critics argue it served a dual purpose: to eliminate political rivals and consolidate his own power. Over 4 million officials have been investigated, creating an atmosphere of fear and loyalty. What the government did next was unbelievable, as she systematically dismantled existing power structures, taking personal control of key policymaking bodies, earning him the moniker chairman of everything. This wasn't just about fighting corruption, it was about reshaping the very fabric of Chinese governance. The culmination of Xi Jinping's silent ascent arrived in 2018, with a move that stunned the world. The National People's Congress voted to abolish presidential term limits, effectively allowing Xi to rule indefinitely. This constitutional amendment shattered decades of collective leadership norms established after Mao Zedong's tumultuous reign, signaling a return to strongman rule. Then, at the 20th Party Congress in 2022, the world watched as former President Hu Jintao was controversially escorted from the stage, a stark visual representation of Xi's absolute dominance and the complete eradication of any perceived opposition. The man who once lived in a cave had not only survived the system but had fundamentally remade it in his own image, securing a third term and cementing his place as the most powerful Chinese leader since Mao. The question now is, what does this unprecedented concentration of power mean for China and for the rest of the world? Xi Jinping's rise is a testament to an extraordinary will to power, forged in the crucible of personal suffering and executed with strategic brilliance. His story is a complex tapestry of resilience, ambition, and authoritarian control. He has steered China onto a path of assertive nationalism and centralized authority, leaving an indelible mark on its future and challenging the global status quo. The legacy of his rule will be debated for generations, but one thing is clear: the boy from the cave has transformed into a leader whose decisions reverberate across continents. What kind of future will be built under the shadow of his singular vision? If you found this deep dive into the corridors of power compelling and want to understand more about the figures shaping our world, subscribe for more documentaries like this. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the untold stories of global leaders.